face, but you wouldn't even looking for it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're back with yet another episode of Gold Mine Mondays. I'm your host, Billy Slum, and today is a special episode. I got my A-Town partner, Homebwoi in the building.
What's good, my bro?
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming by, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. Before we get into your story, because we want to know all things Homebwoi.
Yeah.
We do want to stop and give you the gold nugget of the day.
Okay.
The gold nugget of the day is just keep going. That's it. I can't keep going.
That's a good nugget.
You'll never stop. You just keep going. You never fail, you just keep going.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Homebwoi. So I caught myself doing a little research, but I want you to clarify.
Yeah.
I said my A-Town partner. So where's your origins from?
I'm actually from Griffin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was
right.
Yeah, man, I'm from Griffin.
Shout out Griffin, Georgia.
Probably the last city south of Metro Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the first artist from Griffin to get signed before Jody Breeze even got signed. I'm the OG to Jody. So
yeah, this is history, man. See, I knew I was right.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, because I do know that. Well, first of all, let's back up.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask every guest, where did you first fall in love with what I call this thing of ours? Because to me, the arts, music, entertainment, anything in the arts, it's like either you all the way in it or you ain't.
Yeah.
You can't teeter the line, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the mafia, either you in or out.
Mine wasn't even a love for it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got a brother that's 8 years older than me. And as a kid, he had his own little rap group and stuff coming up. He was listening to LL and Fat Boys, and he's older than me.
Yeah.
So bro was he would come in and taunt me as a kid and be like, "Hey man, you need to freestyle something." So the beat would go and he'll be doing his thing. And he was cold with it, but he was like, "All right, now you go." And man, at 8 years old, bro, I don't have a vocabulary at 8 years old. So I can remember the first thing you know, I went to the store. The first thing you know, I went and got some more. The first thing you know, I went to the store. My brother was slug me. Boom, man, you gotta say more than the next thing you know, you went to the store. And so what happened was, man, like, he went off to the military. Mm-hmm. But it was an ongoing thing where he just taunted me all the time about freestyling. So when he went to the military, man, I was like, you know what? When he come back, I'm gonna be ready for him. So my drive for it was, I'm gonna be better than my brother. So when he come home, we gonna really go at it, and I'm gonna see what he made of. Yeah, so I'm finna get his ass back for all the ass whipping I done took because I didn't have vocabulary. So for me, that's how I first started, man. And then taking a 6th grade trip to Washington, I met up with my classmate, a guy named Derek Cleveland. And he had older brothers, and they all rapped, and they had their own little things. So he was just like, man, I thought I was the only person that tried to rap. We young, we in the 6th grade, so as old as I am.
And this is Griffin.
Yeah, this Griffin.
This is dope. Okay.
So as old as I am, we were doing rap when it wasn't a fad. Like, this is when NWA was in their prime. We just whippersnappers, and we, got older brothers, so we just like, we gonna rap too. Yeah. Not knowing that it was something that could even really be done. And again, my drive was my older brother. So now I'm with this independent, like underground rap group out of Griffin. Mm-hmm. And just doing my thing, man. And so we had a radio station, goodness, man, I can't remember the call letters for the station, but Jackson, Georgia. DJ Wonderful Ray on Wednesday nights used to have a segment that he called the Rap Battle. And my stepmother was from Jackson, and she worked in Jackson. And so when we go record, we would have everything on a tape at this time. I was like, can you drop this off at the station so we can be on the Rap Battle for Wednesday? And DJ Wonderful Ray put us up there. And man, believe it or not, bro, we stayed up there so long winning till he had to retire us. And we were calling ourselves the Grip Town Mafia at that time. And, that led to, the group breaking up. And then we formed another group called NCT, which stood for Niggas Causing Trouble. And so, man, the rest pretty much was history for me. Like, you know, that's how I got into it. That's how I kind of built my love for it. My brother came back, heard what I was doing, and then at that point it was just like, hey, we going to the studio together, because it ain't even about can I do this anymore. He was like, yeah, you know, I was solidified at that point. So my brother was like, shit, man, I can't fuck with you now. I was like, yeah, well, then you know, it is what it is. Now I love it now. So now, you know, now it's like I'm really trying to make it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So from there,
Mm-hmm.
is your next stop immediately at Collipark?
Nah, man. So I ended up, just to give y'all some backstory. We had a guy named Mike Penn, rest his soul, had a label and a studio called AMD Records.
Okay.
He had a group called Capital Punishment. They had a song called Girls on the Floor Get Wild. And since he had the only studio in Griffin, it was like the only other studios you could go to at that time was in Atlanta. And so being young, couldn't get to Atlanta, having a studio right there in Griffin, everybody who was doing music was doing it at Mike Penn's studio. Now, Mike also was a producer. So what ended up happening is, again, like, I'm young, and all the other people that's rapping are like my brother age. So they all either way older than me, or they like in high school, and I'm still like in middle school. Yeah. And so we would do, that's when talent shows were real big. Everybody would pull up and do talent shows. Mm-hmm. And everybody was rapping, ended up with the same beats. So Mike was doing the whole, hey, you know, I'm gonna sell you this beat, and then he sold the same beat to another group in Griffin. No, Mike. Yeah, man. So again, you know, being too young to be trying to fight cats out of school, you know, I was like, man, look, I told my dad, I said, hey, Dad, I want to make my own beat. Will you help me buy a keyboard? Mm-hmm. And so my dad and I, we went to Guitar Center. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I got my first keyboard. It was a Roland XP50. Okay. And man, long story short, had to teach myself, because I had no one else to teach me how to use that board. So I had to learn how to sequence, how to make my beats and everything. So it took a lot of hours of me learning how to do something new. And all my little friends that was rapping, I started making their beats. So that's how I became a producer. Not even really wanting to become a producer. It was just, I was tired of Mike selling us the same tracks, and then not really being able to get the tracks that I really like. Yeah. So I started doing it myself. Fucking them do myself. Yeah, and became good at it, man. So started this group. It was really supposed to be a compilation album. I met through my partner Derek that I was, you know, talking about. His older brother knew a guy named Victor Walker. And Vic, you know, was an advocate of music. And he and his partner, Fletcher Batts, who y'all might know Fletcher from here. Yep. So Fletcher Batts and Vic was going to be, quote unquote, like the manager of the, you know, the compilation project. Mm-hmm. And so it was my job and Derek's job to round up everybody that we knew in the city that was rapping and say, hey, let's meet up at the library. We're going to meet up with these guys. They're going to help us put this big compilation album together, but we needed a name. And so my partner D came up with Red Clay. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, he was like Red Clay Soldiers. I'm like, nah, man. Like, Master P them, they all soldiers, bro. Like, we warriors. You born a warrior. You know, you can be made into a soldier. So we gonna be the Red Clay Warriors. And so that's what we started. And so I had beats. Fletcher had beats. Fletcher started hearing my beats and was like, shit, bro, we just gonna run with yours. And so I ended up producing 3 albums ended up being a group. So we were almost like a Wu-Tang clan. We had groups within the overall, you know, group, man. And so I know at that time we got our first independent record deal with a guy named damn, what the guy name was. Keith, I think it was. Mo Money Records, independent record company. They signed us to a 1 album deal, first record deal, right? And that's when the group fell apart because we had to learn about the business. So he was telling us, hey, you know, let's sit down, guys. I need to know who did what so we can break things down. So he was like, who is making y'all beats? Or y'all buying? Is it somebody else in the group? I was like, I'm doing them. He was like, which? I'm rapping on all of them. He said, okay, so who made the hooks? I'm like, well, hell, I made the hooks to all these songs except for 2. He said, so you making 90% of the hooks, you doing all the beats, and you rapping on every song. I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, you're going to get the bulk majority of the percentage for, you know, the album. And so the rest of the group member was like, why the hell he getting so much? We a group? And he was like, yeah, y'all are a group, but y'all are not doing equal work. This man is a producer as well as he's writing 90% of all the songs. And so, man, niggas didn't like it. And again, I didn't understand it either. And I was with them. I'm like, man, that don't sound fair though, because we still a group. It was like, I understand what you're saying, but you got to understand the business. In business, you're doing the bulk load of the work. So you get most of the money.
Yeah.
Man, shit, niggas didn't like that shit. So, you know, niggas started falling out. They started having meetings behind my back, behind Vic's back. Fletcher had moved on at this time, so he was no longer in the picture. And I can remember, man, they called a meeting and said, Vic and Homebwoi, we need to have a meeting with y'all. So again, it was like 10 of us in this group. And so me and Vic, like, okay, we at Vic's house, and they came down on us. They basically told me, bro, you the producer, but you're not teaching people how to copyright their song. And I was like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to be teaching y'all how to copyright songs. Like, y'all not making no beats. Y'all not really writing. So why am I teaching you how to do something that, you know, really don't make sense? So then we on a label. So I'm not even copyrighting the songs at this point. The label is doing all of that stuff. Yeah, but you still supposed to be teaching us. Okay, so be it. Vic, you the manager. You supposed to be teaching us about X, Y, and Z. So they just really came down on me and Vic. So I was like, all right, here's an ultimatum. Either I'm going to produce everything for us and not rap anymore, which I'm fine with, or I'm going to rap and we going to pay somebody else for the beat. So that way, I'm no different than anybody else in the group. We can split everything 50-50 at that point. Hell no, we can't do that, bro. Cause, you know, shit, if you don't rap, you one of the main people want to see. So if you don't rap, then that shit ain't gonna be right. The group ain't gonna be right. I'm like, okay, then the shit, we gonna pay for beats. Why the fuck we gonna pay for beat when you already got equipment and we paying motherfucker, but you already got the shit? I'm like, well, bro, you gonna have to pay me too. So either you gonna give me the percentage, or y'all gonna give me some money and I can just say I'm doing work for hire. They didn't want to do it. So that led me and my partner at the time, who I was in the group with, a guy named Breaking B. We ended up getting signed to Mirror Image Records, the same record label that Lil Jon was on when he first did Who You With Get Crunk. Mm-hmm. And so Breaking B kept going to jail, which led me to be on my own at that label. Now we already on a record label for the whole group. Mm-hmm. Me and Breaking B got a deal just for us. That's a separate deal. Mm-hmm. So we up there with Too Short. We up there with Cool Ace. We up there with MC Breed. We up there when Pimp C was coming to town. Too Short was coming to town. Lil Jon was there. So we shucking and jiving with those guys. But with Breaking B going to jail and me being a producer, I'm making beats internally for other people on the label. Nivea was on the label at one point in time. So all of us just kind of moving and grooving. And
these some heavy names he dropping. He just doing this shit just casually. Yeah, you know, this is some heavy. This is history.
This was 1998-ish. Yeah, somewhere around 98.
All right, so let me pause you right quick. The name Homebwoi 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd it come from?
All right, so when I first started rapping, we all were trying to go for bad, so everybody used to call each other crazy names, listen to the Ghetto Boys. I was Psycho. And then when niggas started listening to Ball and G started getting to the pimp shit, my name went from Psycho to Psychopath to Pimp. And I didn't really like that shit.
Psychopath to Pimp.
Yeah. So I ain't really like that because I really wasn't pimping. And once I started getting around Mirror Image and the real pimp started coming, like, this is a whole nother damn story. But real live pimps, I started meeting them. I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't no damn pimp. So this ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah, this ain't your lane.
Yeah, this ain't my lane. And so what would happen, we would do so many shows, and like I said, it was 10 of us in the group. I was one of the shortest people all the time, but I'm always the one with the most energy. And so everywhere we would go, because it was so many of us, people like, hey man, Homebwoi right now. That motherfucker be Homebwoi right there, Homebwoi right there, Homebwoi right there. So, and one day it just clicked. I'm like, damn, boy, I hear the word Homebwoi all the damn time. I said, you know what? I'm gonna name myself Homebwoi. I'm gonna spell it with a W because I don't want it to be like Big Boy with just B-O-I. So I'm putting, and plus that ain't how we say boy anyway. We put the W in that shit when we say boy anyway.
Right.
So shit, I'm gonna be Homebwoi.
Yeah, real
So
Georgia shit.
right. So I said, shit, I'm gonna put a face with the name Homebwoi. So every time you think about that name, but when you say that shit, subconsciously, I want my face or some shit of me to pop up in your mind. And so that's just kind of the shit I was thinking on at the time. And so that's how I came up with Homebwoi. What if I came in at is I was calling my production company Five Flame Productions. So when Facebook came out, you know, you had to do a personal Facebook. You had to use the first name and the last name. So I didn't want to do a personal Facebook. So I just put Homebwoi and I needed a last name. So I just put Fi up there. And so that shit just became Homebwoi Fi. So that's how that, you know, so when people see me, they're like, what up, Homebwoi Fi? But really, like, my true stage name, my trademark stage name is just Homebwoi. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like a Snoop Dogg and Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah.
Thing. I got you. Look, man, give me a Pimp C story, man.
I don't have many, bro, but I can say most of my Pimp C stories are just being in the studio.
Yeah.
You know,
just
like watching. Yeah, just studying and watching because like Too Short.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, Too Short was around
in the studio, all of them.
Pimp C would come through, man. Him, Cool Ace, and that nigga really played.
Cool Ace used to come. He's McTown family. Shout out Cool Ace. He used to come through the mud hole all the time. Man.
Okay.
Proceed.
Yeah, man. So I used to watch as a jit, bro. Just watching them, like watching the older niggas do what they do, and them niggas really playing real instruments and shit. So it really made me want to get on my game, you know, with my keyboard and stuff. And so I was in band. I played sax, so I could play both the alto and tenor sax. Okay. And so that's, you know, as a musician, you know, I was able to do that shit. So I kind of, but you know, again, you know, rap music didn't really have horns in it like that, you know, like no saxophone type shit, you know, trumpets, trombones, the brass section, you know, it really did. But up until Rick Ross kind of opened the doors and did what he did, you really didn't hear, unless you was on some New York shit where they sampling some jazz, you know what I mean? Gotcha. And so like Southern music didn't have saxophones in it, so I didn't play my instrument, you know, in none of my shit really. So, but to sit and watch them niggas do what they do and just the creation of it all, man, I was blown away, man. I can honestly say I've grown up and have witnessed like true, you know, that true hip hop,
the
legacy shit that like niggas try to emulate now. I was in the midst of it, being able to watch them niggas do that shit, bro.
As it blossoms.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, you know, so like with my project, How to Tame an Elephant, most people tell me, damn, bro, like I hadn't heard shit like this in a long time. And really it was because I wanted to go back to when niggas was sitting around and collaborating. You had a nigga playing the guitar, had a nigga playing bass, you had somebody playing keys for real and shit. Even though you were right, you may have had a nigga that wrote the hook and you may have had somebody come in and say, hey, change this word to this. It was more of a collaborative effort to make songs. And to me, that's what made the best songs. And it was like until niggas like Pharrell and Kanye came out, the producers that could also rap came out, I think it kind of fucked up the elements of making, you know, true good music that everybody could feel because it was less collaborative at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to, you know, so again, man, just kind of when you hear my shit, you can hear a lot of that in it because that's just kind of, you know, what my bigger influences were being able to be in the studio with them guys.
What was your dream? You're a producer. You're also an artist. So if you could produce a record and have anybody you want on it, you could be on the record if you want it. Not be on the record, just be a producer. If you could Quincy Jones, your one dream production, what would that be?
That's a good question.
You ain't gotta. You don't have to be reserved to hip hop. You can mix it up.
Nah, I mean, I definitely would have to get out of the hip hop zone. Dead or alive.
Your dream. This is your dream.
If I could do some shit, man, I would love to have had a collaboration with Queen. Queen, the rock group, Stevie Wonder, and goodness, what's his name? Not more or less Prince or Michael Jackson, but like Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway, Queen, and a Stevie Wonder type record. I think that shit would have been something out of this world.
So you on some like Ye level type of DJ Khaled level. You trying to bring them off?
Yeah, man. Because I mean, like, I don't know, for many people, you know, my music taste goes deep, but like when you listen to Queen, they were the kings at transition. Like, you'll hear "We Are the Champions," and then that shit rolls into something else, and then it'll roll back. I'm like, man, how the hell did they go from this extreme to this extreme
at that time?
You
know, they was advanced.
And then when you take Stevie Wonder, man, that man played all them damn instruments. Blind man played them at the highest level. And then when you take Donny Hathaway, being a producer or writer, and the stuff that he was able to do, he was unique in his own. Man, I'm thinking, like, bro, if I could have put all of that together in one thing, man, bro, I would. Yeah.
Okay, so that leads me right, slides me right into my next segment. I call it the gumbo pot.
Yeah.
So if we were to break down Homebwoi's personal gumbo pot, if we broke down the ingredients, because of course gumbo, you can make your gumbo how you want. You can put whatever in it. If we were to break down the ingredients to a Homebwoi gumbo, what would we find? Like influences, people who kind of help shape your sound, people you admire, and like, you know, you taking pieces from things to formulate your own style. Who would that be?
It would definitely be Dungeon Family. I almost feel like I could have been a cousin, you know, to the Dungeon Family. It would be Dungeon from a production and lyrical content standpoint. It would be UGK as well.
UGK is a mainstay, has been a mainstay on the Gold Mine Money thing.
You would hear some Ball and G.
I like it.
You would hear from it, because I'm an engineer as well. You would hear some Dr. Dre. You know, it's sonically.
Yeah, you're meticulous about that sound.
Yeah. Person who never get the credit for a lot of the stuff that people hear from Dr. Dre, but DJ Quick. Yeah, you know, sonically. You know, from a production standpoint, also you would hear a Quincy Jones in me. You know, just because a lot of my stuff has a lot of rhythm, it's melodic. It's not the average, you know, but I can do a little bit of everything. So I'm the type of rapper that don't have like one type of style. I love music so much. I just try to give you good music. Yeah. So I would definitely have the elements of those people. And then, you know, from a performance perspective, you know, you would probably get the energy of a Busta Rhymes in me, you know.
Okay.
Split Star. I know me and myself and Homebwoi, we Jumbo on the track. We also perform together. We partners, label mates as well, but we also perform together. And I think together we have a good chemistry, almost like a Busta Rhymes, Split Star type energy when we get together. So, you know, I got got a unique gumbo pot, man. You know, a little bit of everything.
On the track and the audio.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for the most part, that would be like a homeboy gumbo. Okay.
I want to go back to Griffin, Georgia, man. I did not know it was such rich, like deep, like
History,
music
sports history.
I mean, I'm just talking about specifically the music.
Music, yeah.
I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like we thought we were like on an island, so to speak, and nobody else until we heard like a Field Mob and
Yeah.
and OE and you know. I don't want to start naming names, but forget people. Even like what Troy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though he was Atlanta, we at the time we thought he was from Augusta,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, there's other people, there's other places besides Atlanta that's really grinding.
Yeah, man.
We were just I was unaware, so I appreciate this history, man.
Bro, like I said, we had Capital Punishment to kick it off. They had the first song on the radio from Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you know, Mike Penn putting his dollars up and getting his group on the radio. In the streets, you know, one of our legendary groups is a group called 8 Ball Posse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they were around. You know, of course, everybody knows Jody Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Jody, you know, a lot of folks from the city didn't even know Jody rap because he got picked up down here. You know, freestyling on the radio down here, like nobody. He was known back home for playing basketball. So cats didn't really know he was cold on the mic like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he kind of shocked the world. You know, we had other cats that was in the city thing. The East had a group called the Alley Boys. They were from the east side of Griffin, and man, they you know, they had shit popping at the time. And then Jody just saying like he just came out of damn nowhere. I mean, like, bro, I can honestly say, I think coming up in the era of hip hop that we came up in, it allowed you, you know what I'm saying, to start building and networking with people in different cities and be able to, you know, put your foundation somewhere. Like I still got good relationship with cats at the station down in Columbus and stuff. So it's like DJ Double O Key was a part of Georgia Dirt, which is another group that I eventually ended up being a part of later. That's Bohagen and Playboy Trey's group that they started after they branched from the Attic Crew, which is cousins to the Dungeon family.
Right.
So I got connections with everybody.
Wow. I mean, it's all it's similar. It's all one way up. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope to get this history like real time and educate people who may not be aware. You know what I'm saying? This is what I call rich history, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You mentioned label.
Yep.
Speak on that. What was that about?
So, when I was with Mirror Image over the same label with Lil Jon and them, John, Too Short actually paid John's contract off. So John was gone, and you know, Kool Ace was doing his thing, but John was really like the breath of the label. He had shit going, bro. And when he left, it just kind of left a void. I was still doing the stuff that I was doing, but you know, because John was the face, it was no more getting shows and doing shows with John and them. It was just kind of like we just sitting here. And with me having a partner that was in jail at the time, it was just like, you know what, man, let me get off this label. Like, it's not going anywhere. I'm doing the same thing I would have been doing as an independent anyway. So I mean, we'll just be independent. So got an attorney, got out of that deal, which was now looking back was a bad deal, but got out of the deal. It was almost like a 7-year damn deal, bro. Like, but I got out of it, paid my way out of it, and just had a lot of frustration with music. I was like, man, I've been doing this for a long time. You know, we don't have a couple of independent record deals. This shit really ain't what I'm thinking it is. You know what? I'm done. And so I was like, I'm done with music. And out of frustration, I produced a song called Give Me a Break, where I sampled Neil Carter's TV show Give Me a Break. And I I rapped on it, had a lot of real frustration, you know, going on in that record. Just basically saying, damn, man, what I gotta do to get a goddamn break, a true break. you know.
Yeah.
And my manager at the time, Victor Walker, had he had his own backstage music record store up in Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
And I emailed him the song. I said, "Hey, bro, I just sent you my last song that I'm ever gonna do." A couple of months had gone by, and Vic hit me up, said, "Hey, man, you what you doing when you get off work today?" I said, "Shit, I ain't got nothing planned." He said, "Hey, man, if you ain't got to go to Griffin first, I need for you to come to Riverdale. We got to go to the studio because you got to do a song with Yin Yang." I said, "A song with Yin Yang?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Shit, all right." So I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking Yin Yang Twins. I'm already thinking some Whistle While You Twerk type shit, you know. And I'm like, shit, man, I'm just writing. I'm writing goddamn booty shake music shit. You know, so that's what my mind is. So I get to Riverdale. I parked my car. We got in Vic's Explorer, and we went to the Zone. Shout out to Billy Hume. We went to the Zone where everybody who was doing shit at that time recorded, from Bone Crusher to Lil Jon to Yin Yang to shit, you name it, man. All the niggas recorded at the Zone at this time. I got in Vic's car. This back when we had the CD player that you had to put the tape inside the tape deck in order to get the CD player to play. So he plays this song, and I hear and I said, "Man, what the fuck is this?" He said, "Man, it's the Yin Yang Twin." I'm like, "Bro, this ain't no goddamn Yin Yang Twins. Are you sure you got the right beat?" And he was like, "Look, James, just write to this shit." I'm like, "Bro, what I'm supposed to be writing by?" He said, "Man, I don't give a fuck what you write by, but you need to do your goddamn thing, because Yin Yang gonna get on this song with you." I'm like, "Bro, that mean it ain't shit to write to it," but I'm just like, I don't hear Yin Yang on this damn song.
Yeah.
So here I am. I was like, "Man, okay, this shit sound festive. It sounds like some sports stuff, sound HBCU like. So let me write some sports shit to it." Right. So I'm writing. I got names of players and shit like that in it. And you know, the cadence was going. And I'm like, "All right, man, I'm ready." I said, "When we get to the studio, man, it's probably gonna be a one take, bro." I said, "'Cause I got it." So we get to the studio, so Smurf there. He was like, "Hey, man, let me hear what you got for him." I said, "Nah, bro." I said, "Just let me go ahead and just knock it out real quick." He was like, "Nah, I want to hear what you got first." I said, "Bro, trust me, man." And uh, I went in the booth. I did a one take, just like I said I was gonna do. Took us longer to get done. Then we do the verse. And I came out, and Smurf was like, "God damn, bro." He said, "Do you know how long it take Yin Yang to record?" I'm like, "Nah." He said, "Hey, man, look, I need for you to take those names out, make it more generic to where any sport, you know, could play it, whether it basketball, football, baseball. Is just make it generic." I said, "All right." So, you know, I kept some reference to Blue 52, you know, D-Rock go left while I fake it decay. I'm thinking about some basketball shit, you know. So I'm trying to make, you know, certain references in you know, in the verse. I wrote that shit. I mean, it didn't take me long because it was like 3 or 4 bars I had to change. So I changed that shit on the fly. I said, "All right, I'm ready." He said, "You through already?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Let me go on and knock this shit out." So I went back in, did that shit, added my ad libs. I said, "Hey, man, you want me to add some more ad libs?" He said, "Nah." He said, "But as I tell you what," he said, "go in there, and D-Rock is doing the stand up and get crunk." He said, just give me some of that in there so I can see what it sounds like with both of y'all in there." And so I went in there, did some of the stand up and get crunk part of it. And then again, I'm sitting at work, and phone ring. I'm in a manhole. I used to work in sewer line maintenance.
Wow.
So I'm in a manhole, phone ringing. I got a white suit on, can't touch my phone. So phone just ringing. And I get out the manhole. It's Vic. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro? I was in the manhole. What's up?" "Hey, man, you got some vacation time?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Hey, man, I ain't gonna even tell you." So by this time, he called me back. He had Smurf on the phone. Smurf said, "Hey, man, what I got to do to sign you, bro?" I'm like, "Man, look, man, I don't want to sign no record." He said, "Man, what do you need? What do you want, bro?" I said, "Listen, man, if you can put me on TV, I want to be on tour. If you have me some shit on the radio, I sign." Goddamn, Vic called me back. He said, "Hey, man, do you got some vacation time? I said, yeah, I got vacation time. How much time do I need? He said, man, I don't really want to tell you this because I don't want to jinx it. I said, bro, you asked me about vacation time and shit. What's the deal? He said, hey man, you gotta go do soul training. I said, say what? Soul training? I said, wait, what? He said, the Yin Yang Twins song. I said, you talking about that damn band song? He said, yeah, man. He said, Smurf gonna fly you out. Me and you both. You gonna do soul train. Now, take in mind, I had not met the Yin Yang Twins yet.
Never session with them, no nothing.
And so, get to LA, Kane, shorty. Shit, I don't hurt you, boy. You dope as hell. But shit, I'm trying to see what that show like. Don't you get over here and fuck us up, make us look bad. So I'm like, no, bro, I do this shit. I'm born for this. I do this.
Yeah.
So he's like, we gonna see. D-Rock, he was very standoffish at that time. I think he wanted to just kind of feel me out. Yeah. So Kane was more outgoing. So I kind of, drove closer to Kane than D-Rock. Just because, D-Rock just seemed like he was like, I don't know this nigga. I ain't trying to find no new friends. Yeah. I got to build with him first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I, wasn't no harm, no foul. D-Rock just wasn't, the people person that Kane was. We did our thing, man. Kane was like, hey, bro, shit, when we get back to Atlanta, but we gonna work. And that's how I met Homebwoi.
Your legacy and what you want to be remembered for.
Yep.
And we was also talking off camera about you I know you do the mentorship classes. Talk a little bit about that, because to me I see like you being like one of those executive type that we need in the game, because you understand you still an artist and you understand what we as artists need to really flourish in our brand without having to sign your life away to a country. Right.
Well, man, a lot of my stuff comes from the passion of I've gone through it all. I'm appreciative for Mr. Collipark for investing in me, hearing the talent in me, and wanting to sign me. However, all things that start out well don't end well, right? We don't, we're not beefing or nothing now. Me and I, we've had conversations and stuff now, but yeah, man, I was in a situation where my attorney, and I didn't find this out until, maybe 3 years ago, bro, when I did my documentary. I found out that the attorney that I had was actually founded by Mr. Collipark and his attorney. And my manager that was supposed to help protect me really had more of a desire to be a manager for Collipark Music. So I was in a situation where I truly didn't have representation that was only looking out for me.
Yeah.
They were looking out
in the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening was, I would bring things up. I would stand up for myself about stuff that I didn't necessarily like. It started driving the wedge between me and Mr. Collipark. Definitely me and my manager at the time. We just, I was like, bro, you supposed to fight these battles for me, but you too busy trying to be a part of their label where you're not fighting the battles that I need you to fight them, so I have to fight them. Like they never is, me and Mr. Collipark ain't never supposed to have no bad conversations with each other. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be having no conversation. He supposed to hate you. He ain't supposed to hate me. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't roll like that, man. And so, long story short, I ended up saying I want off the label. I started hearing a lot of rumors around, folks saying, hey man, we reached out, tried to get you on this show. They told me, you were retired. It was all kind of, crazy shit. Motherfucker stopped answering the phone. What really did it was, and I'm not gonna say his name, just out of because everybody in the industry are close, and I don't want to give away key person, but I was in the studio with somebody very famous producer, and just talking, and he was just like, "Hey man, boy, I know you rolling in it, cause boy, every time I turn on the radio, every time I look somewhere, you own something, you own Cali, you own." the wrestling thing. I'm like, bro, he said, man, I'm just hearing you everywhere. I'm like, bro, I ain't making no money. He was like, nah, man, for real though, bro. Like, I'm proud of you. I know you doing good. I'm like, bro, I ain't. Man, I just put my last $20 in the tank to get up here and do this session with you. He was like, man, I ain't hearing that. I'm like, he's like, who you with, bro? I said, I'm with ASCAP. He said, you sure? I'm like, yeah. He said, you got one of them cards? I'm like, what card? He said, the membership card. Back then, you actually had a membership card. And I was like, nah, maybe I ain't get mine in the mail. And he was like, well, let's call him. So he calls him. And we gave him my government name, not in the system. Gave him my rap name, not in the system. I had paid my attorney $250 to register me for ASCAP. Come find out he didn't do his part. So here I am, phone don't stop ringing, checks ain't coming in, and I'm like, damn, what's going on? The producer I was with actually gave me the money. Cause again, like I said, I put my last $20. No joke, I ain't had no money. Last $20 in the tank. He said, man, look, here you go. This shit only cost $100, dog. I can't believe that nigga charged you $250 for this. He said, he said, man, I could have filled this shit out for you and helped you out, bro. It ain't nothing to do. Paperwork got sent to me. He gave me the money. I filled out my stuff. Roughly about 2 weeks to a month later, I get a phone call from Mr. Collipark's attorney. Homeboy, what the fuck have you done, nigga? The fuck have you done? I'm like, hey, Carl, I'm at work, bro. Like, they can hear you over the phone, man. Like, you finna have to calm down for you fuck around and get me fired. Like, y'all ain't paying me, bro. I'm taking care of my kid with this shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. What the fuck? So I hung up on him. Called me back, cussing out on the phone. Up. He calling, I ain't answering at this point. So here my manager calling me. James, man, I don't know what the fuck you done did, dog, but you done fucked up, man. Like, I don't want nothing else to do with it. No, I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Everybody talking about what have I done? Shit, I ain't did nothing. Hell, I'm over here working. And I asked y'all to let me out this deal because y'all niggas ain't paying me shit. I'm hearing shit in the street. Hell, you over there with them niggas now, so I'm like, shit, man, look, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone.
How they can tap in with you and all that?
Yeah, man. So they can follow me on Instagram at The Real Homebwoi. That's HOMEBWOI. On Facebook is Homebwoi. On YouTube is Homebwoi. On TikTok it's actually Homebwoi 5. Okay. So I'm everywhere. And if you can't remember that, you can always go to my website, which is homebwoi.com. That's HOMEBWOI.com, man. So that, and then again, like I said, December 19th, we will be doing the 3rd annual holiday celebration with my partner, my big OG, Pastor Troy, coming through playing with Blueprint Band, man. So
I'm gonna have to tap in for that, man.
Yeah.
They're my brothers, man. So, I'm gonna definitely tap in.
So that's what I'm doing, man. That and me and Bone Crusher got a new record coming called Military Stance. I think it's gonna be that stadium music y'all gonna love, man.
Oh, DJ.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to boy Bone Crusher.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anything else you want to close out with, man?
Man, shoot, I just want to give a shout out, man, to everybody who support me. Give a shout out to everybody that was able to make my summer event like you did. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for being there.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. And then jump on the track, man. Like Jumbo, man, we locked in. We be doing a lot of shows together. The Southside Steppers, they keep us working, as well as the Yak Line Dancers. They keep us working. Shout out to the TR True Steppers here in Macon. They learn. I got a line dance to a song I got called All My Love. The name of the dance is the Love Shuffle. So they all know how to do that, man. They doing their thing with that. So, man, again, man, DJ Smooth. Give a shout out to Smooth.
Boy, Smooth.
Smooth been down with me since I've been about 12 years old, man. So shout out to Smooth and what he's doing. Say shout out to Mike Carl Jr. too, man. I've been seeing what he's doing with going back, reaching, getting people back in the city and exposing them to what he's doing, man. I think that's very honorable of him, Ray. What they doing and stuff, man. Crab, shout out to all them guys, man. I love to see what they doing, bro.
Yeah, they putting on for the city, man, and you putting on for your city as well.
That's what I'm keep
shout
doing
out to
that.
Griffin, Georgia, man. I got so excited when I found out you was from Griffin.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. Just like he know our struggle out here.
Yeah.
In the 478, man. So we salute you, bro. Anytime you need us, we on deck. You know what I'm saying? As far as the platform, whatever I got going on, you're more than welcome to it, bro.
So what's up, my bro? Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Let's go. My money's on Billy Slum, Homebwoi, and we gone.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Oh yeah.
Got a gold mine right in your face, but you wouldn't even looking for it.